Today we're drawing a horse looking down, and you can add your own obstacle in front of him. So we're basically starting with like the letter A, and I've marked on the graph paper sort of to give you an idea of where we're going to with the letter A. And we're going to use the thick marker almost like a paint or a watercolor and get it bulked in and then refine with a thin marker. So from the top of the A, that's the wither and coming down to the base of the shoulder. And then that's the belly coming out on each side. And then right above, we're going to have a little bit of the horse's rear end. And you can see that picture on the left showing you where it is. And so from the wither coming forward below where we put the bottom of the chest is the neck coming down, because he's going to be investigating the tarp or the obstacle, one of our favorite things to ask horses to do. And then I'm just building in, right, the upper leg. And like I said, I'm going to rough all this in. I'm leaving a little bit of white so you have an idea of where we're going to put some of the definition, but we're going to rough in the color of the horse. You can choose whatever color you want. I did switch to a thinner marker now here of the same color to do the ears, and definitely have fun with the ears. Like I've decided to do mine pricked forward, looking at the obstacle, the tarp that I'm going to put in front. And from the ear down, remember that's where we're going to put that little shelf where we're going to kind of put the eyes, and then on each side the cheekbones. And the horse is putting its head forward and down, so we're tapering down to the muzzle. And I'm going to add the little nostrils like it's breathing in and looking at the tarp, and a little curve for the bottom of the mouth. So I've chosen to put the head like it's stretched forward over it. I'm going to add some big eyes as it's investigating it. And I'm adding a blaze down the front. You can add whatever facial marking you'd like. So here I'm using that darker marker just to add a little definition. So I showed the neck, so you'll be able to see that when I add the other marker onto it. And I'm going to make like a little smile mouth underneath. Remember, we're still going to connect to that joint for the hoof. So it's a smile mouth, a short side on the side where the head is, a longer side on the other one, and a curve connecting them. And then there we have our pastern joint going up. And I'm going to fill in a little bit in the ears. So while I have the gray out, I'm going to fill in the areas that are gray, the feet, and the muzzle. You can absolutely do it all in pencil first and figure it out, and then add color. I try to keep the video short. And I'm going back and filling in the face. I am using a little marker so it doesn't have as much bleed. And then for the eyes, I'm not really having it look down at what I'm going to have it investigating. And I'm just going over the top. I didn't even connect to the eye. And some little lines underneath, a little worried effect. And then grounding it with some black underneath the hooves. I switched to a black that's more of a brush, so I can have the mane hanging down, right? Because if the neck is coming forward, this is hanging down. and the forelock coming forward. So it's wrapped around because I really wanted to see the face with the expression of facing the fear of the obstacle. And the tail, just giving it a little flick because it's thinking about it. And you can, again, that's another thing, you can put it however you want. And I'm going to add some action lines of the tail that it is flicking the tail as it's contemplating what to do with the tarp in front of it. Here I go back and fill in, and you could definitely do a more thorough job. I keep trying to make everything as short as possible so you can enjoy your own drawing, but you can fill in more, add more definition with the dark color. And I also left off drawing the obstacle because you can put anything you want, even just a word.